Hello class, good evening. So we will now discuss another topic. So part of the contract of sale. So our topic will be recto law. So recto law. So according to Article 1484, remedies of the vendor in installment sales of personal property and contracts purporting personal property with option to buy when the lessor has deprived the lessee of the possession or enjoyment of the thing. So here class, in a recto law, so ang pinag-uusapan lamang dito is installment sale of personal property. So hindi kasali dito yung real property. So recto law also includes installment sales or leases of personal property with option to buy. So yun lang yung saklaw ng recto law. So recto law applies only to number 1, installment sales of real property. So take note of that. Number 2, leases with option to buying of personal property. So dito class, preserve yung rights nung vendor. So ang recto law is nagpoprotekta doon sa rights ng vendor only. So 3 remedies on the part of the vendor. So number 1, exact fulfillment. Number 2, cancel or rescind the sale or rescission. Number 3, foreclosure or foreclose the chattel mortgage. So first, exact fulfillment. So what is exact fulfillment? So this remedy applies regardless of the number of installment defaulted. So regardless of number of installment unpaid. So next, in case of deficiency, the vendor can still run after the buyer for deficiency. So take note class, here sa exact fulfillment, let's say for example, si buyer and seller. Si seller nagbenta ng personal property, let's say car. So for 100,000 payable on installment of 10 equal payments. So ngayon, ang nangyari, si buyer ay hindi nakapagbayad ng 2 installment payment. So, si seller ngayon, pwede siyang mag-demand ng exact fulfillment. Anong ibig sabihin ng exact fulfillment? So, in case of deficiency, the vendor can still run after the buyer for deficiency. So, ano yung magiging inexact fulfillment? What will be the procedure? Number 1, series of demand letters. So, kapag hindi na nakapagbayad si buyer, so si seller, ang gagawin niya, magpapadala ng demand letters. Number 2, kapag wala pa ring payment, filing of a collection case. So, magpa-file ka na ngayon sa korte. Move for attachment. So, kapag wala, o di kaya, move for attachment. So, anong gagawin ni seller? Titingnan niya ngayon kung merong ibang property si buyer. So, anong gagawin niya? Doon sa collection case, is i-attach niya yung property ni buyer doon. So, sasabihin niya sa korte, ito, meron pang ibang property si buyer, so pwede nating i-attach doon sa collection case sa kaso para lang sa ganoon, yun yung ibenta natin pambayad doon sa utang to satisfy the sale. Next, kapag ma-attach na, i-auction na, ibebenta na through auction. And then the proceeds will apply to the unpaid installments. So, what if kapag yung proceeds applied to yung proceeds from the auction is not enough? So, the buyer can run after, the seller, rather, sorry class, so palitan nyo ito ng seller. The seller can run after the buyer for the deficiency or the other assets of the buyer. Example. So, sample natin class. S sold his only car to B for 100,000, payable on 10 equal installment of 10,000 each. So, as a security, B executed a chattel mortgage on the car. After paying 3 installments, B defaulted in the payment of 4th installment. What remedy or remedies available to S? So, anong magiging remedy ngayon ni S? So, si S can uh, si S ngayon can demand an exact fulfillment to B. That is, he can demand payment of the installment defaulted only unless there is an acceleration clause. So the whole shall become upon default of the payment on the installment. So, ibig sabihin daw class, si S, anong gagawin niya? So, pwede niyang, kapag hindi na nakapagbayad ng installment dito si B, si S, pwede niya na ngayong i-demand si B na uh, pwede na siya ngayon magbigay ng demand letter. So, bigyan niya ng demand letter si B na magbayad na ng installment payment. O di kaya, kapag may acceleration clause, ibig sabihin na acceleration clause, tingnan nyo class, tatlong installment payment, right? So, ibig sabihin, all in all, 30,000 na yung ibinayad ngayon ni B. So, merong 70,000 pa. Yung acceleration clause, kapag si B nag-default ng 2 installment payment or more, so the 70,000 will become due. Ibig sabihin, si S, pwede na siya ngayong maningil kay B ng all over 70,000. So, pwede niya lang singilin ng buo yung 70,000. That is acceleration clause. So, next is, so, another question, may S cancel the sale or foreclose the chattel mortgage on the car? So, next na tanong daw class, pwede bang i-cancel ni S yung kontrata nilang dalawa ni B at saka or di kaya i-foreclose yung chattel mortgage ng car? So, the answer is no. Why? It's because remedy of canceling the sale or foreclosing a chattel mortgage constituted on the thing is available only when the buyer's defaulted covers 2 or more installment payment. So, take note daw class, ang sabi ng batas, pwede ka lang mag-cancel or pwede ka lang mag-cancel ng kontrata nyo or if foreclose yung chattel mortgage kung si buyer hindi nakapagbayad ng 2 or more installment payment. So, take note class ha. So, dito sa example natin, on 4th installment, ibig sabihin, minsan pa lang siyang nag-default. So, take note of that. So, yung cancellation ng sale or yung foreclosure ng chattel mortgage is available only when the buyer defaulted a 2 installments or more. So, next is, so what if B defaulted in the payment of 4th and 5th installment and as a result, S foreclosed the chattel mortgage constituted on the car. So here class, so valid na yung foreclosure. Why? Because 2 installment payment na. Naintindihan? Nag-default na ngayon si B ng 2 installment payment. So at the foreclosure sale, the car was sold only for a net amount of 50,000. So the question, can S recover the deficiency of 20,000 from B? So here, ang nangyari daw class, foreclose na ni S yung chattel mortgage. And then ngayon, di ba, kapag ka-foreclose mo, ipapa-auction mo na ngayon, right? And then ngayon, during the auction, nabenta lang yung car for over 50,000. So, mag-compute tayo class. Yung original na price is 100,000, right? And then ngayon, nakapagbayad lang si B ng 3 installments. So, that is 30,000. And then, on the 4th and 5th, hindi na nakapagbayad si B. So, finore-close na ngayon ni S. So, nakapagbenta lamang siya ng 50,000. So, 30,000 plus 50,000, that's only 80,000. So, the question, can S recover the deficiency of 20,000 from B? So, the answer is no. Why? It's because since si S finore-close yung property, he shall have no further action against the buyer for any deficiency. Take note of that, class. Kapag nag-cancel ka ng kontrata at saka nag-foreclose ka, any deficiency you cannot demand from B. So, any deficiency, take note of that, class, kapag nag-foreclose ka, kapag may deficiency doon, hindi ka na pwedeng humabol doon kay B or the buyer. So, this is true even if there was an agreement between S and B that S could go after B should the purchase price at the auction sale be less than the balance of the original purchase price. So, another concept, class, si S daw hindi na pwedeng i-recover yung deficiency of 20,000 kay B. So, ang sagot dito, can S recover the deficiency of 20,000 from B? Ang sagot dito, class, is no. It's because chattel mortgage yung nangyari. Eh, what if napag-usapan daw ni S at saka ni B na kung kapag on the auction sale, kapag kulang yung auction price para ma-satisfy yung collection, si B ay magbabayad pa rin kay S ng deficiency. So, yung stipulation na yung, class, is void. It is void stipulation. Kasi nga, class, dinidepensahan ngayon ng batas na, tingnan mo, class, nakapagbayad na si B ng 30,000. Finore-close, kinuha mo pa yung car. So, ibig sabihin, by taking the car or by foreclosing the car, bayad na doon kaagad si B kahit magkano pa yung pinagbentahan ng chattel mortgage. So, any stipulation doon sa deficiency na babayaran pa rin ni B, that was void stipulation. So, take note of that. So, next is cancellation of the sale. So, number 2 remedy is cancellation of the sale. So, it can be availed if there are 2 or more installments have not been paid. So, take note, class, pwede ka lang mag-cancel ng sale kapag 2 or more installment na yung hindi nabayaran. The vendor is obliged to return to the vendee the sum collected less reasonable amount of rent. So, kapag pinili mo na cancellation yung kontrata nyo, si buyer, ibabalik lahat ng natanggap niya kay seller. As well as si seller, ibabalik niya rin lahat ng natanggap niya from buyer, less the reasonable amount. Next, sample tayo, class. When the owner of a forklift lease the same to Teng, the lease contract provided among the other terms and condition B's. So, ito yung mga conditions. Lease period 2 years. Monthly rental 2,000. Teng is given the option to buy the forklift at the end of the term of the lease, with monthly rentals being considered as installments payment. After 8 months, Teng defaulted in his payment of rental on the 9th, 10th, and 11th. Accordingly, Owen terminated the lease contract and repossessed the forklift. May Owen recover the rental in arrears from Teng? So, that is the question.